Good morning, blessings to you all. For this is the day that the Lord has made. We shall rejoice and be glad in it. I am Prophetess Sherry Siplin, along with the show called Collapse Talk. I am your co host for today. Um, Collapse Talk was created by God. Um, I was sitting in my room one day and he told me, he said, uh, create a talk show talking about collapse talk. And we know that collapse means when something fail or, you know, between a debate, argument, whatever, things that just they get heard, but they don't get heard, and it just go collapse. You don't hear about it anymore, um, and it becomes an issue, but nobody else think that is an issue. So today we are going to talk about some things. First, we're going to talk about dealing with uh, abuse as a child. Um, a lot of people don't realize that um, they are the cause of their child being abused in the home and don't realize they're being abused in the home. And their behavior becomes more aggressive and becomes different to you, or you don't you could, or because you missed the signs, you didn't see the signs. um Sometimes parents don't realize that their actions and their behavior um, cause a child to grow and learn certain things that they would expect them to learn. But you got to realize you're the teacher at home. What you do at home, it reflects on the child. Um, if a child seeing you bringing multiple men or multiple women home, or you're always arguing, or you're always fighting, you're always cursing, or you're always doing something, these children are learning from that. And we try to figure out where these kids learning most of the stuff that they seeing. It's just not the internet that they see it on. They see it on many platforms, starting in the home, starting in the public, then it leads up to the schools, and it leads up to their peers, and it leads up to more family members of what they see. So they figure the way they see those things, that's how life's supposed to be, until they learn things on their own to really, really figure out life. You got to realize something. They're children, so they're really not understanding what life really is about, um, because they're children, but they're learning at home, because that's where the learning and the teaching starts at home. you know if you smoking around your child, that's teaching them, that they should smoke. If you always cussing around your child, that's teaching them to cuss. If you teaching them how to fight and be a bully, they're gonna fight and be a bully. But if teaching them how to fight, protect themselves, is a difference. you know but if you're teaching your child how to, um, you know, have sex with multiple people, that's what they're gonna do. They think that's love. They think that's what they're supposed to do. You know, you may not be doing it in the open where they can see it, but trust me, they're seeing it. They're hearing it. You know, because sometimes we don't put a lock on our door. We don't do what we're supposed to do to make sure that they don't get that type of teaching yet. They still have to be a child. They're not fully developed yet to deal with certain situations like that. And you got to be careful who you bring around your children. you know and even they deal with abuse of, two parents that was whole is now separated. you know my kids, they felt that, they dealt with that, and that's something I never wanted for my kids. But it's hard when you trying to be the parent that mothers your children, fathers their children, um, be the wife and the husband in the home. It's a lot, because one parent thinking money is going to be everything, You know, are they, accusing you all the time about something that you're not, you know, doing, and you barely could do because you're always home and around him or the children unless he's at work. And then when he's at work, you taking that time while the kids at school to be to yourself, do whatever you need to do, not disrespecting your home. But uh, it causes a problem. And then now here comes the parent that is not doing anything that they're supposed to be doing, become separate, come distant from the whole family, and trying to play victim and or trying to cause problems for the next parent that you know been there doing it all. It is very hard, and these kids faces trauma and pain through all of that. They lose sight on things when it comes to stuff like that, so they don't know how to take it, they don't know how to deal with it. you know so they take it as that's how it's supposed to be. They take it as that's how love's supposed to be, and that's not what it is. Now, this morning, I want to introduce y'all to my sister's book. My sister name is Shauna Siplin. Um, she has some good things in this book. The name of the book is Trauma and Dating. Trauma and Dating. I've been reading this book, and this book helped me a whole lot to deal with, my child past, um, things that I dealt with in the past as a child, trauma, and dealing with dating and everything. It helped me to see a lot of things, that I didn't see, or what I just missed it. I just not acknowledge it, when I'm supposed to. But now I'm learning, I'm seeing, and I'm acknowledging a whole lot of things. Even before I read the book, but I started seeing some things. But the book just brought more insight to whatever I was dealing with. Um, One of these things I want to read, a topic for today. Um, where she was talking about dating while broken, the hidden patterns, the root. Um, dating while you're broken, it causes um, some pain to the next person, um, because they can come with all the good intentions, the niceness, the treating you like a queen, treating you like you the first thing in his life, or the priority in his life or her life or whatever. But when you have been through so much, that broke you down, that caused you to be, uh, you know, scared of dating again, or, you know, because you rejecting the good that the person is bringing, because you thinking that you're going to date your trauma all over again, whatever it is that, you've been dealing with that caused you a lot of hurt. So when you get introduced to someone that, uh, carries all the good characteristics and all the godliness that God places out of them, you don't know how to receive it. You rejects it, because then the familiar start coming with them, and the familiar is the trauma, the pain, the hurt, everything. So you don't know how to take it. So my sister, she just wrote a good book about this stuff. So I would like for you all to purchase her book on Amazon. It's $14.99 on Amazon. And again, the book is Trauma and Dating. And hopefully one day I can get my sister to come on the show and she can talk to you all about her book. But I will be talking on certain topics, as we go along in the show, about what her book is about, and and what you know will help you while you're dating. Okay, and dealing with childhood past trauma, so we can help pull each other through all of this. Um, I hope you all enjoy this, first time, me coming on having this show talk. Um, I am looking forward to see you all joining in, and coming in and talking to me. I am going to post up my email so that I can be able to answer some questions that you may have. Um, to be able to help you and guide you through whatever it is that you may deal with through your daily life. But this is your talk show host, Prophetess Sherry Siplin on Collapse Talk. We will be back on tomorrow. So I pray that you enjoy and have a blessed and wonderful day and let God continue to be God in your life. Love you all. Be blessed.